Peace, family. What it do? This your brother, Old God, from the Uncensored Truth Podcast, episode number 8, with my co-host.
What it do? It's SamAnt, Viral Hip Hop News. We in the building. What it do? Oh God, we got a lot to talk about, man. I'm just ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready.
Let's go into this. It's been a lot of news.
Yeah, man.
But before we get into the news, let me do this real quick. Y'all gotta go into the description box right now and get our first original dark roast coffee blend right now. Y'all gotta go check this out. One of the only black coffee roasters in the country. Go check it out right now in the description box. Right now, I'll leave the link. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Definitely, man. It's been a lot going on. Yesterday it was filled with a lot of news. And, you know, it's been a lot, man. A lot of conspiracy stuff. A lot of people getting locked up.
Yeah.
Jay-Z dropping $3 million. Whole bunch of stuff. But first, I want to start off with this story right here with our man, Stevie Franchise. Remember him back in the day?
Yeah, man. He was the truth. Steve Franchise made a lot of dough. You know what I mean? Houston Rockets guard, one of the premier guards in the league for a long time. And we see right now he's in a little bit of trouble. It ain't his first time. We'll get into it, man. But read the story. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Bro, Steve Franchise, man, has admitted in the past that he had alcohol problem that we know about. He's even said, in past statements that, alcoholism even, aided in the decline of his NBA career. So recently he was in Vegas and somebody pretty much called the cops. You're regular disorderly. And, they had to bring him in, and they released him once he was sober. But it just, it just hurts to see a lot of these guys, that we watched as children just ruin their lives with drugs, alcohol. We see it now, even transitioning, the whole Rick Ross thing. You have rumors about, him drinking lean
The
now.
double cup, yeah, man.
Some people were even making jokes saying, that he was on, he had liposuction, but this photo right here, this video that him and Gucci Mane posted the other day, kind of showed this double cup, this MMG double cup in his hand. And like I said in the video here, I was scrolling through it, and I seen an article that said, is Rick Ross still pretty much drinking lean? Because we know what the double cup symbolizes, all the way since they was doing it back, when they started that down there in Texas. So What do you think about that video that him and Gucci Mane, put up on Instagram the other day? Do you think Rick Ross is dumb enough to continue to be drinking lean? Because we know he did admit to drinking it before.
He might not be dumb enough to be drinking it. He might be sick enough to still be drinking it. I mean, that's an addiction that's serious.
Wow.
And we see Lil Wayne, we see a lot of other young rappers got rest their soul, they dying from this shit. It ain't nothing to play around with. That promethazine mixed up with whatever they else they got mixed up with whatever they else got going on.
Right.
It's some serious shit. And we've seen this brother have multiple seizures now. And we've seen Lil Wayne have multiple seizures now. And they're going to check out. It's unfortunate to say. And we all know what that signifies, the double cup. They rap about it. They glamorize it. We all know what that means. We don't know it's in the cup. He ain't flossing it, but he's obviously not hiding the fact that he has a double cup sitting in his hand. And we all know that's not the healthiest choice. Now, we all seen him a couple weeks ago be on his deathbed. We all speculated on what it could be, and we all alluded to the drug situation. Mm-hmm. And it's scary to see that some of our real premier rappers are going to check out due to promethazine and due to this double cup situation. And it's bound to happen. It's an unfortunate destiny for some of these rappers. They're going to die early because of this shit, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to be reporting on it, and, we're going to have to do it. I don't want y'all getting mad, but, we're putting out the videos and different things like that, to let y'all know now, like, to keep this stuff, out of your system, especially recreational. We understand that people have certain ailments and you're prescribed different things, and that just is what it is. But, to be using it recreational, you're going to end up in a bad situation.
Yeah, it's no good. And even what you're talking about with Stevie Franchise early on, man, I remember him starting out with the Rockets, like I said, and he played with the Magic. And then he ended his career with the Knicks. But one of the dopest point guards in the league had his shoe, So he was a premier brand in the league. And I remember seeing him a couple times in AC doing this thing. And he definitely, not to put the brother's business on the street, but he had a problem with alcohol. You see that with a lot of the stars. They get all of this money. Mm-hmm. They don't have the right circle and the right people around them to put them in the right financial situations. I don't know what his net worth is now, but we all know a lot of situations with NBA players and then, losing a ton of money. And just because they live in that lifestyle, that party lifestyle, that club lifestyle, the fame, and them losing out, not investing right, and it can bring you down to this situation. It can take you down. And alcoholism is just as bad as the promethazine use and things like that. So it's just unfortunate for us to see a lot of our stars and celebrities and rappers at the end fall to this kind of shit. We got to do better. We definitely got to do better for sure.
Yes, sir.
We got NBA YoungBoy.
Ah, man. What did he do this time?
This young, stupid London motherfucking man. Well, Baton Rouge rapper. We all know NBA YoungBoy.
Yes, sir.
He's definitely got a buzz out here in the street with the young movement. He's on IG all the time, flexing his muscle, flexing his jewelry, flexing his talking shit, seemingly just trying to make other young motherfuckers jealous, in my opinion. He ain't out here worried about his brand or his money. He just wants to make other motherfuckers jealous from what it seems like on his IG. Well, he got in a situation we all know, other situation that happened with him in the hotel room with a young lady where he body slammed her pretty much, and then he was keeping her against her will, what it looked like on camera, dragging her back into the room against her will. The young lady came out and said that they were just basically having horseplay. She didn't want to press any charges, but it ended up getting a little more serious than what she'd alluded to, with the grand jury deeming him a menace to society, him posting $75,000 in bail, getting himself out of jail, but recently being charged with aggravated assault and kidnapping. And now he posted a tweet yesterday which reads, "Just need to hurry up and die so this shit can be over with." I think he's 22 years old. No, maybe 18, I believe. October 20th, 1999.
Wow.
So he's young.
Yeah.
He's young, stupid, but talented. And it's sad to see another young rapper like this not have a proper circle around him. And I was talking, and this goes into, and I'll let you do your thing, but I want to touch this point real quick. And the one thing about music industries and the brand that was good, because you had back in the 90s and early 2000s artist development. And you had these brands grabbing these kids and like, nah, you can't do this. You had them putting the right circle around them to stay on the right narrow. Maybe not have them have the right financial situations, but that's ultimately fucking them in that situation, but to ultimately keep them out of the trouble. Well, you see people now, they're getting these social media fame, Instagram, the fight, Facebook or whatever, and all the circle they have is the ones that, they ran with, and don't have anybody telling them these things to chill the fuck out, to calm down, you gotta relax with your brand. They don't got anybody in their team. It's their money, they doing what they want, so that's the negative side of the situation. And now we see this young brother, like a Kodak Black as well, on his way to jail for a long, long time. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, like you said, and when you was speaking, what popped into my head was get them yes men cats from around you. You're going to need a cat on the team who's going to tell you, like, dog, slow down, chill, there's cameras there. Dog, no, like, they can't come in here. I'm not feeling their energy. You're going to need somebody. A lot of these cats you see, they running with entourages of young, dumb cats, just like them, that's running reckless out there. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, I seen a clip today on Instagram, a cat named Wallow. You know what I mean? He pretty much said at the end of the day, when you in that cell, when you locked up, somebody going to be calling your girl at 2 in the morning. Your friends is going to be gone. That was dope. That's real talk. And that's what's going to happen. So, you know what I mean? Yo, smarten up, man. You
got to, man. It's keeping the real shit. I mean, and flossing it and doing all that shit, man. That's for suckers at the end of the day. You got to make sure that you put your money in the right situation. I believe you have a child. Man, you got to grow up and learn, man. I don't know if you'll even have the time to, because this... Right. We all know what this justice system does, and they're looking to chew you up and spit you right all over.
But with that being said, though, what do we do for situations like, the next story we're going to get into, the Trey Songz, when people just outright just lying on you? Like, what? We got to get into that, because that does happen.
And it's tough. I mean, and I guess he is saying that he's innocent. We've seen the tape. It don't look good, but we always find ourselves in situations where we see a lot of our stars and rappers guilty before even proven, and they come out and they vehemently deny any wrongdoing, and they're they're saying that they're innocent and things like that, like we said with Trey Songz. We'll get into that. And it is crazy that the fame, the price of fame. And that's what we always bring it right back. You got to keep the right circle around you. Whether or not the situation with Trey Songz, like we said, happened or didn't happen, he was in a situation where he was around people he couldn't trust. And we found a lot of our people in that situation where they just get a bunch of yes men, like you said, and they find themselves in shit where they just, it ultimately leads to depression and other negative things. But let's get into Trey Songz. I'll get into that.
Yeah, man.
I got it right up here right now. Well, apparently we all know All-Star Weekend. Trey Songz was involved with a young lady. I guess they knew each other. They was around the same quote-unquote circle. People knew each other amongst the circle that they were around. Well, it was evidently said that that Trey Songz hit her and hurt her so bad it led her to being hospitalized and led her to a concussion. She had bruises and things like that were shown on TMZ. She put a restraining order out on Trey Songz.
She lying.
We all okay. Shit. Oh, we're gonna let him talk. I'm just gonna let me finish the news, and I'm gonna let you tell what you got to say. But so she basically put the restraining order out, like I said. We ain't hear much from Trey Songz. He said he was innocent. But then it was yesterday. He turned himself in to LA authorities, posted bond, $50,000 bond, and then he jumped on his Twitter and basically denied all charges altogether. He said, "For weeks, my lawyers and management have asked me not to comment on this, and I initially agreed, but this morning I felt that my fam The woman that raised me, my friends and fans, especially the youth, need to hear from me. I'm being lied on and falsely accused for someone's personal gain. Oh, God, do your motherfucking thing.
Yeah, man. You know, you touched on it. I touched on this. Hip Hop News Uncensored. And man, oh man, the first thing I thought when I read it, you know, was supposedly, you know, that the story that they gave the police was that Trey Songz got mad. The reason why he allegedly hit her, because he got mad because she was talking to another man. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, I mean, this is Mr. Steal Your Girl now.
Yeah.
And this is like, yo, we already know what when you're a celebrity and you're going to these different venues, you got flocks of women. I don't want to call them bitches, not like that, but you got flocks of women out there that are waiting to do whatever. I mean, T.I. even said it on the song. Now, don't talk. I mean, you go and see these women. I'm sure you've seen it in, you know, your day traveling and stuff. Women flashing and stuff like that. So I just don't see him getting jealous or doing something like that.
I will say though, if this was, because we seen these motherfucking entertainers get real sensitive. You know, Drake loves his women. Drizzy. And they will get sensitive and they do catch feelings. You mean to tell me amidst alcohol, amongst the situation, who else knows whatever's going on? He got his woman and he's boning down, talking to another nigga, and he ain't rip her up. You saying that couldn't happen? That's the only way that you saying that couldn't happen? You think that just because he's Mr. Steal Your Girl and he just got so many women around him, he was cool with the women that he was with?
Did you see that girl?
I didn't see her. So what you saying?
Come on, man. Nah, I just don't believe. I'm not saying it couldn't have happened. Of course, I wasn't there, but I just don't believe, you know, somebody at that stature, you know, I just don't think his head is on like that. You know what I mean? Screwed on like that. I think he's smarter than that. I think he got better people in his circle.
You would allow it to go ahead. I think if you were his lawyer, oh God, you had that motherfucker locked away. I think that's a good enough argument, brother, to say.
You gotta prove it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. We see situations where, you know what I mean, a woman can easily just say this and just to gain some kind of financial gain. So we're not sitting here trying to demonize Trey Songz.
I believe Trey.
And I want to believe him too.
I believe him, man.
I want to believe him. And I'm not saying he's guilty. I didn't see the situation. I don't see him dropping a tweet the way he talked about his mother and uplifting women. And I don't. And as men that definitely were raised around women,
right.
I don't see a situation where if you really value women the way that you do, and we hear your music, things like that, I truly believe that he values women. Mm-hmm. He would put himself in a situation where he would harm a woman in public. Like I don't see it. I really don't see it. So I'm not sitting here saying he's guilty. I'm sitting here saying your argument's so.
Somebody else could have smacked it.
Oh yeah, word up, word up, and hopefully his defense team have enough in line, and apparently he has a witness out here saying that he didn't do it, and there's a lot of holes and stuff in her situation. Mm-hmm. It's about bread. It's always about bread.
I think it's to the point where now it's like once these guys get to a certain level, I think they being extorted. Like, yo, you're gonna catch a case, you're gonna pay this. You had a story, Meek Mill, and a lot of people said it was bogus. I'm just going off with this is what his lawyer Meek Mill said. That he paid $30 million into the system, pretty much his whole, sojourn in the system, his whole 15 years. I could believe it, man. I mean, why not? Why not?
And it goes to this, oh God. I mean, you got fame. All of our lives, we brought up in fucked up situations. We got all this talent. We grind and we work to get to these situations, to get the fame, only to be having what we can't go out no more, like what people can't go and enjoy themselves anymore. I would argue the fact that maybe you can't. Maybe you just gotta buy your shit and tuck away and not really deal with the outside world the way you do. And that's why we see certain situations and certain people really not dealing with the outside world, because you can't trust anybody. There you go. And the second you get too deep in that world and too crazy and get too comfortable, then you find yourself in situations like this. And that's why we see either he did do it and it's a shame because he caught himself in a situation where he turned into something he's not, because he obviously was never a person to harm women, to do things like that. So if he put himself outside of his box, that's a shame, and I blame that on fame. Mm-hmm. If he is innocent, I also blame that on fame, because he was put in a situation where he couldn't trust his circle, and at the end of the day, he got caught in a situation where somebody tried to take him for what it is and destroy his name. And people are going to remember him for a long time as a women beater. He's going to hear that for a long time. You hear Chris Brown still hearing it.
Yeah.
Still hearing it.
Yeah.
People catching flack for even chilling with Chris Brown. Why are you dealing with this woman beater? It's crazy.
You think that's fair? Because it's like, once a person goes through the system, and I think they served their time, and they pay their debt to society, they do all the nutty community service, you got to pay your debt back. Okay, this is what society deemed, this is, what's supposed to be done for this crime. You get probation, whatever. Do you think that that's fair for people to still be criticizing these people for that? Because you made a mistake. Think about it. You make one or two mistakes, it's like you get buried for it, man. We all make mistakes.
Nah, I think it's terrible that Chris Brown still goes what he goes through. I don't condone anything that he did, but he was a child.
Yeah.
He was caught in a situation where he was, I mean, and I'm not sitting there, like I said, I don't condone what he did, but he was spit on, he was told off. It's a situation where, I mean, the anger can get the best of it. We were just having that conversation, the dope production. We were talking about just the power of patience and just having to breathe through situations, because we were both put in situations where our anger or something could have caught us and put us in situations where we would have not been proud at the end of the day. Right. You alluded to a story with a family and how they took out the baby. It was a terrible situation. So we see where anger and situations can take us. And at the end of the day, should you be demonized for that for the rest of your life? Because Chris Brown in the limelight, where a lot of our shit ain't put out there for people to see, should he be demonized for the rest of his life because of that? No. And I think because he's demonized, it turned him into the person that he is today, maybe with the drug use, maybe with the alcohol, maybe with the negative reaction and shit that y'all see out of Chris Brown, is because y'all would not give this brother a second chance.
I agree.
And allow him to live and live past it. If Rihanna can talk to him and Rihanna can admit her wrong in that situation and say that it's cool, why can't anybody else? It's crazy. It just goes to the terrible nature of this society right now.
Real talk. And with that, I mean, I think it's a perfect trend.
Thank you for watching the latest edition of the Uncensored Truth, SamAnt podcast. Make sure you stay tuned for the latest episodes of the Uncensored Truth. Links will be in the description box. Make sure you stay tuned for the new channel, Uncensored Truth, coming real soon. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Make sure you hit that like button at the top of the screen. And we out. Peace.